So, Dave, would it be bad form if I just rated the swear jar right now?
It would, Ian. It would. You should not do that because that money's going to go for a good cause.
All right. I think after I tell my opening story, you might think that I might be a good cause. But let's start. Okay, so this is Team Clearcoat
Automotive Podcast.
We usually talk about cars.
We're going to talk about a country where cars come from.
Yeah, that over there is Dave.
That's Ian. That thing over there, that's Ian.
This area over here is
Dave.
Ian.
Dave.
I want to get right into something really quick.
Okay. All right.
So, I have a friend of mine who was recently, this last week, in Japan for work.
Okay.
And I'm gonna justify why I'm telling this story because he did send me pictures of very cool cars.
Yes.
Knowing that I'm into cars and he's also into JDM stuff.
Yeah.
Sent me pictures of cars on the streets of Japan that he saw. And he saw, a bunch of FDRX7s and he saw some like Mark IV Supras. Yeah. And then he was like, so that's the kind of the stuff that he was into, like Skyline. He was sending me pictures of Skylines and Supras.
Right. Yeah.
That were just like parked out wherever he
was.
was.
Because this is just normal stuff you see in Japan, but they're complete unicorns for us here in the States.
Right. And so he sent me this picture and he was like, check out this Supra. And I was like, whoa.
That's not where our eyes went.
Yeah. Let's talk about that little guy in the corner, over in the corner there.
Zoom and enhance on the little guy. That right there.
We think is a Suzuki Jimney.
Jimney, as best we can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Suzuki Jimney. If we were at a car show, we would walk past that RX-7. Well, we'd take a look at the RX-7.
Yeah.
We'd walk past the Supra and be like, did that make it here?
We'd use
this.
I would stand on the Supra to get a better look at the Suzuki Jimney.
We would push the Supra out of the way.
Yeah. Move!
by the big wing. Yeah. Yeah, that is adorable. Going to Japan is a dream for both of us. We both really want to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if there's a way we could take the podcast to Japan.
Yeah.
Listeners in Japan, if you exist and if you want to put us up for a while, we would love.
And also pay for our airfare.
Because someone is financially destitute now.
That is correct. We're getting to that. All right. So the other night, my friend who was in Japan was on his way back. He was in the airport, and I was, for reasons that are good. I was actually with a friend of mine.
Yep.
Who is about to go through a rough time, and so we did the normal thing. We got a nice bottle of scotch, nice-ish bottle of scotch, and we drank the entire thing. And
you were up until 3 a.m.
We were up until 3. We were like listening to records.
Companionship, fellowship.
Yes.
Spending quality time together.
During this time, I get texts from my friend in Japan.
Who's living in the future.
Yeah. And, yeah, he was living in the future, getting ready to time travel back to Denver.
Yeah.
And he knows that I don't know if we've covered this on the show before. Long-time listeners may remember a long time ago.
Something about you.
That I may enjoy whiskey as a...
Right. They may also, we should probably break the news that I like taffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, the bottom of both of our... That should just be able to fill in the bottom of both of our food pyramids now.
Just solid base.
Yeah.
Just a solid base.
Solid base of whiskey.
Taffy.
Or taffy.
Right. Next step up, coffee.
Yeah.
Espresso.
That's for both of us.
Yep. Anyway.
So then...
Car show.
So he's like, "Oh, you like Japanese whiskey? What kind is it that you like?" And I was like, "Oh my God, you're a duty free. Grab everything you can carry. I will reimburse you when you get home." And so I tell him my preferred kind, which is Yamazaki. It's also
okay
for anyone who's not into Japanese whiskey. It is really hard. It's getting really increasingly hard to find Japanese whiskey reliably here in the States. Like for whatever, like it's gone up in popularity, or there's something with the distribution, or I don't know what it is.
Sure, but the animal that they made it out of is now extinct.
Yeah, something.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Like now apparently making your whiskey out of like 25% whale blubber is like frowned upon or something. But yeah, so it's hard to. It's actually really hard to find now, and prices have started going up. So I sent him the picture of the Yamazaki bottle.
Right.
And the one I normally get is a 12-year when I can find it.
Yeah.
He sends me back this picture of what he's looking at in the duty free, and it's an 18-year Yamazaki, which, you know, an 18-year single malt whiskey.
Wow.
By your favorite maker. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And
so that's been aged for 18 years?
Yeah, in oak barrels. Yeah.
Jesus.
So there's obviously the price is in yen.
Right.
Underneath it. And I didn't know what it was, and I was already
You were 3 a.m. bottle of scotch drunk.
Well, no, not quite. I think at this point, I don't know what time it was, but we were into our evening, and I was already making bad. This. I'm not looking good in this story at all. I sound like a total drunk. So then,
you put your pants on.
Yeah. So then, I'm like, I don't know how much that is, but if it's not too expensive, grab two. I'll reimburse you. And he said, he texted back that it was $45.
Right.
And that you could eat, that's nothing. So I'll,
right.
Unfortunately, he's limit one, so he could only get one.
Right.
So I'm like, great, this is awesome. I'm super excited.
Yeah,
like,
$45 bottle of scotch.
$45 for a great bottle like that.
Yeah,
is insanely good.
Yeah,
like and I should have known that was a little too good to be true. I had never priced 18-year before because I've never even seen it.
Right.
Never even seen it as an option.
You wouldn't think the 12-year would be like $100 and the 18 be 45 though.
Right. Well, but he didn't have a picture. He didn't even see the 12-year. So I thought maybe, I don't know.
Right.
So then he calls me.
Uh-huh.
He calls me from the airport, which is not a good sign.
Right.
Someone can easily get a hold of you via text from a foreign country.
Uh-huh.
Over Wi-Fi, and then they decide to call you.
Shit is not good.
Something has gone wrong. And in this case, it was his math skills. Because what had happened was that he had missed the mark by an order of magnitude, and that was a $450 bottle of whiskey that he did not realize was $450 until after they ran his card and he bought the thing.
Right.
So I maybe now own a bottle of whiskey that I can never drink, I guess.
Right. And so that's the thing. I want to get into that, right? So first of all, great. And no, I'm going to go ahead and take the swear jar.
Oh, God.
We're going to go ahead and put that. We're going to put it back over here.
Yeah. Yeah. Put it over there. Yeah.
Put the swear jar back here.
Yeah.
Ian. Can't have it. You can't have my Iron Man cup. Yeah. I'm going to look for it before. Am I still shouting into the microphone?
A little bit. So not only is this our studio now, it's where I live.
Come on. No, you can't move in here.
Yeah.
My parents are visiting. It like, hi, Mom and Dad. This is the gentleman that lives in my basement. Yeah.
No, he never wears pants.
And yes, he's always that drunk. Listeners, if you'd like to send Ian some money,
let's start a GoFundMe.
For Ian's whiskey. Yeah.
I'm such an idiot.
That's what we call positive reinforcement for negative outcomes.
Yeah. So this is the lesson. The lesson here is, whenever someone sends you don't trust anyone else's math. Really, that's the lesson.
Right.
Don't trust anyone else's math.
Right.
I should have zoomed in. Look at the price, and it would have been easy to do. It was right there. I could have looked at it and then easily Googled and double-checked his math and been like, no, please don't do that.
Right. Okay, let's say you did know it was $450.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
No, there's no way.
There's no way.
No, that's too much.
Okay.
There's too much.
All right.
I have a theory about things like this where I think there is a point of diminishing returns. Like,
right.
The most I would ever pay, the most you could pay for a steak is like $40.
Okay.
Anything above $40 that's just you're paying for other shit.
Like, for a steak.
Okay. At
okay.
a restaurant.
Sure.
Like I can tell the difference between a $13 steak and a $30 steak.
Right.
It gets a lot harder to tell the difference between a $30 steak and a $40 steak.
Sure.
And I think that same thing extends to like wine and whiskey and
coffee.
Coffee for sure.
Yep.
Most good things in life.
Right.
There is a point where you're just paying money for the fuck of it. Like there's
right.
no
There's
reason.
fuck you money that you just throw at something. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would love to have that sort of money at
Right.
some point in my life. That point is not today,
No, it's not.
especially now.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
So you and I like that this comes up after I gave you an FMK Cars where you could have a Porsche 959 but never drive it.
Yeah.
So if when you acquire this bottle of whiskey, because it's yours now,
Right.
right? You're never going to drink it?
I don't know. I don't know. I might.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm an impetuous person. I may just open it one day
Right.
in a fit of rage and like drink it paired with some Taco Bell or some shit. Like go full sideways on it.
That's what I would like to see. I would like to see
Yeah.
the greatest disparity between beverage price and food price.
You know, I will say that one of my favorite things in the world is actually really good wine with really cheap food.
Okay.
It really is. I don't know what it is about it, but there is something that's really great about drinking like a really nice, like, you know, $30 to $50 bottle of wine with like grilled cheese.
Okay.
And I don't know why, but it just works for me. I don't know. I think it's great. I know a lot of other people like that.
I
Like that too.
I love an insanely high quality good coffee
Yeah.
with just like a buttermilk bar donut,
Perfect.
like the old standard.
yes.
A
Same thing, I think.
$1.20 donut.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like that scene in Sideways where he's got his like collector wine and he's pouring it into the McDonald's cup and just eating McDonald's with it. I get that. I get
Right,
that completely. I have been him several times.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that does bring me
Okay. To the poorhouse.
to the poorhouse,
Right.
and also
Ian's gonna have to sell his body now, listeners. So put in your bids
yeah,
for all of that.
we will start.
For 7 minutes in heaven
We will start.
with this.
We will start at $450 for me to stay far away, because I'm guessing that's where we're gonna end up anyway.
How much scowl can I get for like maybe $20?
Yeah, so that's how the pricing works. It's like
Uh-huh.
15, 25 cents for me to come and actually do things to you. And then it goes the other way. It was like $450 for me to stay home. And I'm guessing I'll get more takers on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
Oh, buddy.
I do want to bring this does bring me to an FMK Cars that I have written for you.
Okay.
Would you mind introducing it to the people?
Ian,
Dave.
FMK Cars is a game that you and I play on this show. It is that classic game, Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of playing it with people like garbage people do, we play it with cars because we're not said garbage people.
I still play with people. So it's fun.
Ian.
Game of Thrones or whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Ian,
Dave.
in this game, fuck means you get to drive the car for a day.
Mm-hmm. It's also what I exclaimed really loud when he told me how much that bottle of whiskey costs.
Exactly. M means you marry it, is your daily driver, as in you have this bottle of whiskey with you for the rest of your life.
Also, as in what I used to be to my wife before she found out about this bottle of whiskey debacle.
Which
Correct.
takes us to K, which is what you're going to be and
Mhm.
probably will
Killed.
be soon.
Yes, killed.
Right?
Crushed.
Killed. Send
Crushed
it to the
immediately.
crusher immediately. Ian,
Dave.
I want to hear this weird whiskey themed.
Yes.
Yeah, the whiskey that is the impetus to this FMK Cars. I want to hear it.
All right.
It's a little late at night. I might be slurring my speech, Ian.
I know it. This one is called I Would Gladly Pay You on Tuesday for a Hamburger Today.
All right.
Because I am now destitute, here are the 3 cheapest new cars on sale today.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
The first one,
Nissan Versa.
S.
Nissan
Yes.
Versa S?
Good call.
S. Oh, those are bad little cars.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't
I know.
matter.
When I see it, my brain just rejects that screen, and I just see colors of beige.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I clicked on something. Is there an image up? I don't know.
That's an old one. But yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's old beige.
All
I
right.
don't know.
So the next one.
Okay.
The next one.
What's
And
this,
this
what
is
does
in
the-
order, so that is the cheapest one you can get.
What does the S get you? Nissan Versa S.
Well, that's I think the base trim.
Okay.
I think the S is the base trim in this one, and that comes with a manual transmission. That's a manual transmission. It's like under $13,000.
It's Nissan Versa S. The S means sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
So the next one, the Mitsubishi Mirage ES. 78 horsepower.
But you also get an E, not just an S.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
All right.
That's a 2015.
Yeah, we need to spend some more stick time in a Mirage. But anyway, people get it.
I've had plenty. Yeah, the newer one has kind of a cooler front end.
Yeah, and I like
they
that.
They facelifted it, I believe, in this 2016.
I like the pink that it comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last one, with a whopping 104 horsepower.
Okay.
The Chevrolet Spark.
Oh.
This one's actually supposed to be a pretty good little car. I've
Yeah.
never driven a Spark.
We know that it does not Dave from the
Right.
auto show.
Right.
That was the one I dove into head first during the auto
Yeah,
show.
that's also an older one, but you get the idea. It's the same,
Yeah.
same kind of car.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a lot better because it used to be. It was the replacement for the Aveo, and the Aveo was
Right.
whew,
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
But the Spark is supposed to be a lot better.
You know, I think I will kill the Versa S.
Mm-hmm.
The S stands for kill.
Yep.
I will F the Spark, and then I think I might marry the Mirage.
Really?
Just because
You need some 3-cylinder in your life?
I think it might be so bad it would be fun. Right? And also, I don't know. I mean,
You're just trying to suck up to Ike now.
well,
He loves
hi
the Mirage.
Ike. I'm trying. I don't know, man. I'm trying to make the best of what I can. What would you do?
I think I would kill the Versa.
Right. We're united in that.
Yeah, I would marry the Spark.
Okay.
And I would for a day drive the Mirage.
I think you might have the right thing to do here. I do kind of like the way it look. Why do I like that?
Well, here's the new one.
Why do I like the
Here's
way
what
the
the new one
Spark
looks
looks? Oh, that looks even better. It looks like a little GTI
Yeah,
kind of.
that's kind of cute.
Yeah, it is. Oh, Spark. Ian.
No.
Okay, Ian. Well, since you're in the poorhouse, you're going to be buying one of those cars or selling your body to get one of those cars soon.
Correct. Yep, that was the idea behind that one.
Ian.
Yeah.
Oh God, what else do we have on our talk about, Ian? We have garage updates.
Yes, you have a garage update.
I do.
I want to hear about this.
Okay, so let me pull up our Instagram on. Let's see here. Ian, talk to people.
Yeah.
Ian,
So here's how our relationship works now. Is that when Dave has like a something that he's doing to the car, here's how I find out about it. We use a thing called If This Then That.
Yeah.
And I find out about his car maintenance from when If This Then That runs and says, "Hey, we posted your Instagram picture to Twitter." And I'm like, "Well, what the shit is this? I didn't put anything on it." Oh my God, what is that?
Right.
So that's what happened here. What did you hit?
So that right there, those are sway bar bushings for the front, right?
Yeah.
And so obviously on the left here, we have the stock one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then an energy suspension polyurethane one on the right here. So the previous owner of the car, one of the 3 previous owners, right? Because there were 3 people before me. Right?
You're the 4th owner of that
I'm the
car?
4th owner of an Infiniti.
Of a 2007.
6.
2006. Still.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. So one of the previous owners managed to hit a bump or something and bottom out the car, and the sway bar links are these sway bar brackets are the absolute lowest point on the car.
Okay.
Right? Some brands will take that sway bar up higher and put it above a subframe.
Right.
With Infiniti, with that V8, it's so low that there's no room for a sway bar to be there. And they're not going to do some weird shit like BMW does with the X3, like sending a goddamn drive shaft through an oil pan.
Right.
Right? They're not going to do that shit, right?
Right.
Thankfully. But the casualty is that if you bottom out this pretty front heavy vehicle with the V8, that these sway bars will get crushed.
Now,
right? The sway bar brackets.
Now, I'm just going to adjust things on my desk to point out that really carefully considering
Okay.
my next comments.
Okay. Let's.
And to really lend it some extra
Uh-huh.
gravitas. But I
Okay.
believe
Yep.
that you, young sir, are someone who has, on occasion, given me shit for my low car, and that it is maybe too low for Denver streets.
Right. So, first of all, someone really had to hit something in my Infinity to bottom it out to this degree, right? I have never bottomed it out. Okay. But when I got the car, I heard some squeaking from the front, right? And saw that the sway bar brackets were bashed in more on the driver's side than on the passenger.
We're just gonna gloss right over any potential bottoming out, resulting in some squeaking from the front jokes, and just move on right past it. Continue.
Right. Oh, but that
like
just
so
means
many oblivious Infinity owners after going over a
right
pothole.
Exactly. Well, you wouldn't have so many issues if you use the right lube. We're gonna gloss over that one. Anyway.
True.
So, finding a replacement sway bar bracket is really fucking hard for this car. Like, you can't just go on eBay, and people aren't parting them out to that degree. They're parting out like the interiors and other like major drivetrain components, but they're not parting out like little brackets and stuff like that. That stuff just isn't showing up. And I couldn't find where to get one online.
So is this an aftermarket piece then?
That is an energy suspension bracket and bushing.
Okay.
Right? And so I finally found the part number for the energy suspension on some obscure forum for an M45 that hasn't been touched for like 7 years.
I love
right?
that.
Yeah. Because all these forum posts that I find for my car, all the images are dead links now.
Yeah, I hate
right?
that.
Yeah. So you got to hop on the Internet Wayback Machine or archive.org and try to find a time when those pictures existed and hope that they got captured.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a whole thing. So I replaced it today. I have yet to drive the car, which means it could be on fire in my yard. But I now own a grease gun. I have a grease gun. Look out, world.
Yes.
Right? All of your squeaks are going to go away.
I actually need to borrow that. I'm just going to cover the sob and fucking squeak be gone.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Do you have stuff that has grease fittings?
Yes.
Okay.
And there's actually a
that's
seat.
what, for anybody who doesn't know, that's what this little nipple is down here on the bottom of the bushing, which now that nipple is the lowest point on the car. Yeah. I had to cut a little notch out of my underbody tray for that nipple to stick out.
Really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But you were
I'm excited to hear how it drives.
Yeah.
With this on.
Yeah.
You didn't get a chance to take it for a test drive?
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. I was too busy manscaping for your visit today.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were saying the Saab has a squeaky?
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Yeah.
It's a meatball lodge somewhere?
Yeah.
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 We're just blowing by it.
We're just gonna blow by it.
Oh, you're squeaky.
I've talked about it on the show before.
You're squeaky Swede.
It's where the strut
strut tower brace.
Strut tower brace. Yes.
Okay.
That bushing right up there.
Okay. Oh. Well, I have a grease gun all loaded up with lithium-based grease because you can't use standard petroleum-based grease on polyurethane bushings. It'll eat them away.
Huh.
Yep. That was what I Googled. So there we go. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, that's before and after, right? Pretty drastic.
That is pretty drastic.
Yeah.
I bet it's going to be a big difference.
I think so. Yeah. I'm also I also have two wheel bearings, front wheel bearings in the mail from Rock Auto for me because I think the wheel bearings are starting to go. Yeah. When I'm driving down the street, I'm starting to hear them when I can hear the sound bouncing off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Fun times.
Yep.
Fun times.
Yep. So anyway, I think the wheel bearings were maybe 90 a piece, and they shouldn't be too hard to do. It's all one thing, so it's not like back in the old days where you'd have to pack them and everything.
Right.
Yep. Grease packing.
Ugh.
Yep.
Ugh.
Anyway, Ian. Also, another thing that we need to talk about. You probably saw the if this then that rule for this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's aftermarket, right?
No, it's not. It's not. That is from the factory.
Shut up.
So
That is not. It can't be. Because where's the badging?
So this is debadged. That was the next thing, right? So somebody debadged their Mitsubishi Lancer, right?
Yeah.
And so I joked on Instagram, where should we put the backup camera? And like I could just see the second engineer slapping the first one across the face,
Yeah.
like right in the goddamn middle, right? Yeah. So this is a real thing. This is
I've seen smaller like CCTV cameras
Yeah.
on banks.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, this is really where the backup camera is on a 2012-ish Lancer.
What?
Yeah, if you want, I can go down the Google rabbit hole and show you, because that was the first thing that I did. I was like, there is no way that is stock, right?
Yeah. So if you're not watching this on YouTube or whatever, if you're just listening, go look at our Instagram and then enjoy the rest of your day in this rabbit hole of how did that happen?
Right. Oh yeah. So here you see it on an Evo, right?
Wow.
Right. So it is not aftermarket. That is really where the camera is, right?
It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
And also it's really bizarre because the keyhole is off center.
Yeah, our buddy Joe on Instagram, JoeBot, said that looks like a beauty mark on the face of that car, right? It looks like a mole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and having that debadge gives it, that looks like a face.
It
that
does.
Looks like an angry face.
It does now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so weird.
They debadged it obviously because a rear end like that has a lot going on.
Yeah.
Right? So they made the best effort that they could to clean it up. And yeah.
Why didn't they integrate it into the bumper like a normal car
Right,
company?
and that's what somebody said on our Twitter feed, was that on their, I think, Toyota F86 or FRS, they said that it was it replaced a license plate frame bolt on their car,
that's
the little camera.
That's a good idea.
Right? Yeah. And like, yeah, and I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you want the camera up a little bit higher, but having it low is better than having it right in the goddamn middle.
It looks so weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks so weird.
Right? This makes me think of like when like a teenager learns how to draw like something in art class, like a cube or something.
Yeah.
So they'll just draw like that one thing that they know how to draw right in the middle of a canvas or like a sketch pad. And it's like I drew it.
Yeah.
That thing. And
I did it.
And you're like, why? Why is that there? What is that for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it looks like I installed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
I mean, other than it being exactly in the middle,
Yeah.
other than them actually hitting the middle.
Right. Instead, it'd
looks
be
like
shifted over like a couple inches, and maybe like there'd be a couple burn marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so crooked.
Right.
I
almost
it looks like I did that.
I almost burned my girlfriend's house down this weekend. I was replacing a light fixture in her basement, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't have a finished basement. It's just one of those like light fixtures that has a bulb thing, right?
Yeah.
And a pull string.
Right.
And I didn't tighten one of the nuts down to hold the wire, and I twisted it to get it to line up with the screws in the junction box, and I was screwing it in, and it was like pop pop, a bunch of sparks came down.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I have not made an electrical mistake like that before, and I never will again.
Yeah, wow.
Thankfully, her house is still standing. She is still my girlfriend.
Yeah, and you are not electrocuted.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that I
Yeah.
This is why we need to just change this show into a how did they get made
Right. Yeah.
automotive edition.
Yeah. Instead of going to the owners with this car and our credentials and saying why, we would like Mitsubishi. Why?
Siri.
Like, yeah. Siri.
Call Mitsubishi.
Ask them why.
Call Mitsubishi VP of backup cams.
Yeah. Yes. Right.
Get him on the phone stat.
So that's
So weird.
garage updates in my eyes.
All right.
Yeah. Any hoozle.
The weirdest
Right?
shit ever.
Right? Ian.
What else do we have to talk about? You have the table of contents today.
I do. I have the TOC.
Mm-hmm.
Ian, you have a story about Nico. You want to talk about that?
I do. So my little boy Nico is 3, and he's very into cars.
Yeah.
Very into cars and very protective of them. And he's, as toddlers do, he's learning about the joys and also not so joys of sharing.
Right.
So we have a park by our house, and then we have a grocery store a couple blocks away from that. So sometimes we'll load up the stroller, we'll go to the park for a little bit, I'll run around, then we'll go to the grocery store, and I'll throw a bunch of shit in the bottom of the stroller, and we'll come home.
Right.
And so we were doing that, and he was playing with another little kid at the park, and the little kid was, I think, like maybe 2. Like,
Okay.
he was really little.
Okay, yeah.
And Nico, being the sweet little kid that he has like a bunch of Hot Wheels cars with him.
Yep.
Everywhere he goes. And one of them was a little Lotus Esprit that I
Yeah.
had gotten him a while back.
Yeah. Love the Esprit.
It's so cool, right?
Yeah.
Well, he gave it to this kid to play with, and we were packing up to go to the store. Lotus is gone.
Okay.
I think maybe the kid just like,
Right.
he was like
He's 2.
18 months, 2 years
Right.
old, somewhere in there, and didn't know any better, and just like toddled on home with it, basically.
Right.
And so Nico is really upset because he really loves his yellow Lotus Esprit, as he
Okay.
calls it. And so then I got to walk through a grocery store
Oh, man.
with a child going, I want my Lotus!
Oh,
Where's
no.
my load? Why did he take my Lotus? And people are looking at me like, what the fuck is this kid talking about?
Right. Well, he's actually talking about his late 90s British sports car.
Yeah.
Right.
So then it's like a thing I had to like explain, like, because I had to explain. The cashier was like, "What is this about?"
You're right.
I was like, "Well, he's looking for a car, and it's a Lotus, and he knows what a Lotus is because I'm an idiot, and blah blah blah." So that was my my update on
Nico's.
thing. So also I've been on the lookout for a replacement yellow Lotus Esprit Hot Wheels car.
Right. Have we eBayed it yet?
No, we're not going to do that. Just if I'm at the store and I'm looking at Hot Wheels cars and there is one there, I will buy it.
Okay.
But yeah, there's no reason to order one. That's silly.
True.
Yeah.
True.
He has like 100 other Hot Wheels cars.
What I think you should do is I think you should how do I say that word?
Oh, also he said at one point, my yellow Lotus was so special to me.
Oh.
And then like the people in front of me in line were like, what is that?
Right. But I think this is a good potential lesson for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to, what's the word I need? Indoctrinate.
Brainwash, is that what
you're
talking about?
Him into what it's like to be a car owner down the road. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So he has a yellow Lotus Esprit that's missing.
Yeah.
What you need to do is teach him how to use eBay to buy a yellow Lotus Esprit and then have a brown fucking Vauxhall show up and go, well, it's because you've got an obscure car. We're never going to send you the right part. Welcome to the world of R32 ownership.
No, I like this, but I think I'm going to make a tweak to it. I think whatever car that because he goes through these phases of having like
an attachment
to a certain car.
Yeah.
And with the Lotus, I think the smart thing to do is to replicate the ownership experience of that car.
Right.
So now
I'm good at starting electrical fires. Call back.
That was excellent.
Sorry, boo.
Yeah, so that's going to break down all the time. So
Yeah.
now he has to do extra chores just to run it down the Hot Wheels track.
Yep.
Half the amount of time.
Right. Yes.
As all of his other cars.
Introduce reliability into his real-time statistics.
Yep.
This is
the Lotus is broken again after twice down the Hot Wheels track.
You know what? I think we could get really nerdy with this and make like an automotive themed D&D kind of thing where he's going to have to roll like a critical save, right? Got to roll a 20 if you want that Lotus to go down the track, buddy.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
that clutch is not going to have to is going to have to just hang on. Yeah. Yeah. I think I think you and I should role play car ownership experience sometime.
Just with all the Hot Wheels cars.
Yeah.
I like it.
Like a D&D, but with cars. Ian.
That's an interesting
Oh my
idea.
God. I'm going to think about that some more. Yeah. This is yeah.
I like that.
Let's turn it into a spin-off show.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Anyway.
Okay.
All right, what else did we have?
What else do we have?
Yes. F1 update.
Oh, wait, what's that?
Well, I put that on the talkabouts for you to bring me up to speed on this season so far.
Right. Okay. So
on
what?
The F1 season.
Dude, some stuff has been going down. First of all, did you know they have cars now? It's not just a letter and a number, but it's a whole car.
Yeah, because I think when we last checked in with it, we was back when Dave said that he was definitely for sure 100% gonna watch it this year.
Yep. So Carl Schmittersbacher won the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And second place was Kia hamster mascot Aloysius. Ian.
Dave hasn't been watching Formula One, folks.
I haven't.
Hasn't been watching.
Can't do it. You know what, Ian? I'm just not a sports guy. I can't watch sports.
Okay, that's fine.
I can't.
That's fine.
I tried.
You can make promises.
Yep. And then not keep them.
Anyway, I bring it up because so we've been as longtime listeners know, we've been doing Fantasy GP. So there's this website,
and I'm first, second place?
Oh yeah, no, no.
Oh,
so we've been doing the Fantasy GP.
Yeah.
I am currently in fourth place.
Okay. All right.
First place right now is a friend of the show, Matt.
Yep. King Ranch.
Second place is Ike from the Untitled car show.
Yeah.
I believe my dad is in third.
Okay.
I think that's his race team.
And he's lording his position over you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're pretty close. We're only 11 points apart. As of today, Matt and Ike are tied for first place.
Which is insane. How many F1 races are left in the season?
I think six to go.
Okay. All right.
And so they are tied with 1,943 points.
Okay.
My dad is in third with 1,791. So there's a big gap.
Right. But anything could happen, folks.
Anything could happen. And then I'm in fourth with 1,780 points, only 11 behind my dad. And then it's about another 100 points back to fifth place which is Jesse.
Yes.
So here's what we're gonna do. So first of all, I did want to talk about the race today because so I know Kimmy is your favorite.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit of a rough year for Kimmy.
Yeah, he hasn't been doing well.
Been a little up and down.
So for fantasy picks, first place Kimmy, second place Kimmy, third place Kimmy, fastest lap Kimmy, first to retire. I just put Kimmy.
I like it.
Yeah.
So today was the Singapore Grand Prix, and it's a really cool Grand Prix because they raced through the city of Singapore. It's a street circuit, but it's at night.
Okay.
And so they light the entire track, and it's really, really cool.
I'm sure that's really surreal. Yeah.
It's really cool looking.
Yeah.
And it was kind of crazy qualifying, like because Sebastian Vettel was first, and then there was Max Verstappen from Red Bull was second, and then I think and then Kimmy. And then Daniel Ricciardo, then Kimmy, and then Lewis Hamilton was in fifth.
Okay.
And so the race starts. It's wet.
Right.
Kimmy just makes a fucking blistering start.
Okay.
Blistering start. Vettel gets away a little slowly, so he moves over because he's on the first grid spot is on the outside of the first corner, even though it's ahead. So he's kind of off. He's to the outside, so he has to move over to try to squeeze Verstappen. He ends up squeezing Verstappen right into Kimmy.
Oh, wow.
And all three of them go out in the first lap.
Oh, my God.
First lap, all three of them out. So somehow Hamilton comes through all of that completely unscathed. Meanwhile, Alonso, who started in like 8th, makes this crazy start and just comes storming up and is like out in front of all of the stuff. Kimi comes back onto the track and hits Verstappen. Everyone's sideways and just like chaos. And Alonso just gets hit from behind.
Oh, wow.
And, he's had just a shit year. So it was a crazy first lap. And then some other weird shit happened later. But, like, you missed a good race. That's what all of that was. But anyway, so Hamilton ended up winning. And I ended up I got the podium exactly right.
Oh, wow.
I had Hamilton, Ricardo, Bottas as the podium, and that's what it ended up being.
Okay.
So yeah. So
well done, Ian.
Yeah, I think I won. I think I had for the first time this season. I think I won this race.
Okay, nice.
Which is has not happened yet.
So,
but anyway, so
were you just about to pour through your stats and set your lineup for next week?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So when we started this whole fantasy GP thing, we said that we were going to have a prize
right
for the winner. We think we've come up with the prize.
Right.
Here's the prize.
Yes.
And we haven't. This is
just like everything else we do. It is not well thought out.
Nope, not at all.
It is a theory at best.
We will be completing the proof of concept for this next week.
Next week or the week after, yeah.
So the idea here is that we think we have figured out how to videotape ourselves karting and record a phone call between us as we kart.
As we're go-karting, yeah.
As we're go-karting.
Yes, yes.
And so the prize for whoever wins our league will be to have a conference call with us while we kart, and we will release it as a video.
Yes.
So you will be able to ask us whatever question you want.
Yep.
We could play FMK cars.
Anything.
Whatever you want to do.
Anything you want, yeah.
Anything you want. You can make me talk about feelings.
Yep.
Yep. Do whatever you want.
You could just make us talk about feet for the whole time.
Just make
if your sister just somehow wins it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Just have Dave try to spell things.
Yep, exactly.
Ask
or pronounce them after 10:30 at night.
Just ask Dave grammar questions.
Yeah,
or
sure.
me about feelings, and then see what happens to our lap times, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
We think it'll be fun.
Right.
Or we could just send you a sticker if you'd rather not even bother. It's up to you. So right now it looks like it's probably going to be either Ike or Matt. I think,
or your father,
or my father.
Yeah.
Or me. If I win, I don't know what's going to happen. We'll give the second place person.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah.
But I'm pretty far back, so I don't think I'm going to win.
Anything could happen.
Yeah. So that's the prize for the end of the season. We will update you on that. And look for also, we are really going to attempt to release a video in the next couple of weeks with us karting and talking to each other while we do it. We will play FMK cars for sure.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
All right. So,
Ian.
Yes.
I love that. I love that idea.
I do too.
I'm excited about it. From good ideas to bad, Ian.
Oh, yes.
A recent news story came out about a mechanic here in Colorado.
Yep. Down in Pueblo, which is an hour and a half, 2 hours away.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman who ran a car shop.
An enterprise.
An enterprise.
Not enterprise car rental, but,
no.
as in his own business.
Yeah, a mechanic mechanic shop.
Named Daniel Vasquez.
And he named his business Get Your Fix Automotive.
Yep. Guess what he was doing?
He was running drugs out of it.
And guns.
Yep. It's amazing.
It's called Get Your Fix.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So, this is an article from the Denver Post that we're showing right now, right?
Right.
So here's some post photos. These are U.S. District Court photos. Yeah, here's him selling a pink handgun. This is some stuff, heroin in a drawer.
Yeah.
Yep. And a bag of suspected methamphetamine. Yeah.
Right.
Get your fix.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, if you get tweakers to change your oil, they'll do it in like 4 minutes, and your entire interior will be like toothbrush clean.
Well, and so that's what this is kind of my beef with
Like,
this.
we got all the spiders out, man.
Yeah. So this is kind of my beef with this article is that it goes into it. For a short article,
Right.
there's a lot of detail about his history, about the investigation,
Sure.
and about the types of things that he was doing. Nothing says anything about the cars. Like what happened to all the cars? Was he a good mechanic?
Right. Yeah.
Because that sounds like a one-stop shop sort of situation if he's a good mechanic.
Yeah, for a lot of people. Yeah.
Right. And also, did he have a speciality? Because a lot of mechanic shops have specialties.
Right. And drugs and automobiles are not that, like, they are quite often intersecting on the Venn diagram of people's tastes.
It's true. Well, and I'm also wondering if maybe he was really doing a public good here, and hear me out.
Okay. All right.
So what if he was pairing the drugs, like we talked about before, like pairing the wine.
Wow, yeah.
With I'm not even going to say with the car because I don't.
But
think
with the owner.
No, with the repair.
Okay, give me an example.
That was required.
Yeah, give me an example.
Well, say that the car he was not a good mechanic.
Right.
Maybe he's not a good mechanic.
Sure.
And maybe the car was suffering from some sort of like fuel starvation issue. Maybe the fuel pump.
Okay. All right.
And maybe he didn't really have the expertise to fix the fuel pump.
Sure.
Maybe he just sold the client a bunch of uppers and said, now you can push the car home. Right?
Okay.
Right?
All right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Stuck throttle on
throttle
on a Toyota Prius.
You
right?
need some downers.
Right.
Because that's a stressful situation.
Right. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Bring it on down.
See where I'm going with all this?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I think that's what was going on.
I like that. Yeah. Right? He's just trying to improve his customer service.
Yeah. What if the like the infotainment the gauge cluster?
Uh-huh.
There was some sort of problem with the gauge cluster.
I like where you're going with this. Give him hallucinogenics. Yeah. Yep. There we go.
Boom.
Sir, do you know why we pulled you over? You were speeding. No, I wasn't, officer. I was doing applesauce unicorn. And I know that this is an applesauce unicorn street. But it's a school zone, which means I can only go cherry tomato.
Yes.
Right?
Correct. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this makes more sense because there's a lot of unanswered questions here.
Right.
Like, what the fuck was he thinking?
Also, why isn't fix in quotes on the marquee? Get your fix. The feds are like, well, the first thing we noticed was the quotation marks.
Right. I mean, it seems like that name seems like that was a front to like entrap people.
Right. I'm surprised it wasn't run by the feds.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. His middle name was Hubris.
Right.
Insane.
Yeah. This is one of those stories where, like, okay, so if you read it, if you were just reading this, right, and you're like, oh, okay, so a car mechanic in Pueblo, selling drugs, trying to fix cars. Oh, and it says the shop was called Get Your Fix, and you're like, get the fuck out,
right?
Like, whatever, fake news.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Right? No, this is a real thing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was funny to think of like,
yeah,
what if he was really just trying his best,
right?
Like he knew he couldn't fix the car, so he was just
I love the hallucinogenic
fix it with drugs
dash clusters. That's so great. Your stereo stuck on just like on like Britney Spears heroin.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, it's your steering column is like there's a lot of like slack in it. Booze. Just then you can just saw at the wheel and nothing happens.
Just keep going straight.
Yep.
I like that. Ian.
See?
Yep.
See what he was doing?
Yeah.
He was just a shitty mechanic.
Exactly.
That's what I would do if I owned a mechanic shop, essentially. Basically. I would try for like an hour and a half to fix something, fail.
Be like, here's some heroin.
Here we go. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm really glad you didn't fix my sway bar links.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. What would that be? Just I don't know what gives you bed spins. Oh, it'll be booze again.
Yeah.
Booze again.
Yeah, booze again. Yeah.
Booze again, but like 8 hours in.
Right.
Day drinking all day and then lay down.
Yeah. No food.
No food.
Yeah.
That's sway bars.
Oh man. Ian.
Yes.
I love that. Yep. You can't make this kind of stuff up.
Yeah.
Ian,
Yeah.
I don't know where else this is going to fit in. I've got an FMK Cars for you.
I would love to hear it.
Yeah? Ian, tonight, the Emmys are on,
Oh, they are.
right? And so that just made me think about the people that receive Emmys, right? And how it just, I don't know. In addition to that, like, I also saw when I was going over to your house earlier this week, right?
Mhm.
Or last week, whenever the hell I was over at your house,
Mhm.
right? I saw in the same day an Aston Martin DB7 Vantage Volant
Okay.
and a Mercedes-Benz AMG GT all in the same day,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And so I was just kind of putting some stuff together in my head, and here's an FMK Cars that came out of it.
Okay.
Okay? First up, Ian, let me kick it on over to the browser, right? So first up, let's pull up our image search here. All right, first up, Ian, you get a 1987 Ford Thunderbird
Ugh.
Turbo Coupe.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
In this FMK Cars, you are essentially Emmy winner for 1987.
Oh. Okay.
Who do you think it is?
I have no idea. I was 5.
Bruce
Bruce Willis?
Willis. TV show?
Moonlighting?
Yep.
Moonlighting?
Moonlighting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think my parents used to watch that.
It's a good show. I liked Moonlighting. Okay?
I've never seen it.
All right.
Okay.
So in Moonlighting, he kind of dresses like black pleated pants, white, somewhat unbuttoned dress shirt, black tie pulled down,
Okay.
disheveled. He's a private investigator,
Okay.
right? And so 87 Thunderbird.
I'm a private investigator who
Yep.
dresses like 80s chic.
Yep,
Got it.
exactly.
All right.
Okay.
I'm there.
Okay. Up next, Ian, was the aforementioned Aston Martin DB7 Volant. It's a 2002
Mm-hmm.
Aston Martin DB7 Vantage Volant. Okay, and
It's
I know
a
it's
Vantage Volant?
Vantage Volant, and I know that because it had these big ass fog lights down here.
Okay.
And the DB7 Vantage Volant was the convertible.
Right, I know that
Yeah.
Volant is the convertible. What's the DB7 Vantage?
Vantage.
Because it's the Vantage and not just the regular DB7.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't realize those were the same, under the same thing.
Yeah.
Before. Okay, got it.
So, in this,
That's weird. Okay.
you're a mob boss. Emmy winner, 2002.
Sopranos.
Yep. You are James Gandolfini.
Okay.
Weight and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Oof. All right.
Big boy.
Yeah.
Okay? All right.
It's not gonna go well at 5 foot tiny. like
Right.
me.
And also track day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Lastly, 2017 at Mercedes
Mm-hmm.
Benz AMG GT. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Crazy looking car. Right?
Yep.
All right. You are Adam Sandler. He didn't win an Emmy. I just needed to say fuck you.
Am I Adam Sandler in any sort of thing, or I am Adam Sandler?
You have to dress like Adam Sandler. You have all the dumb friends that Adam Sandler has. The world hates you as much as they hate Adam Sandler. I Googled worst dressed men of 2017, and he was on the list because he was
Yeah.
wearing like basketball shorts and then a giant like puffy jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I still am gonna take that car. I'll be Adam Sandler. Yes.
Really?
I'm marrying that.
Really?
Yeah, that car's awesome.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome enough to be Adam Sandler?
Yeah, I get to hang out with Chris Rock and drive that.
Yeah, but do you think Chris Rock really likes Adam Sandler?
I mean, clearly he does.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, that sounds great.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to crush that.
You're going to crush the Aston Martin.
Yes. Because for one, that's not exactly their golden age.
Right.
And for two, just me weighing the same amount as James Gandolfini, who I think was like 6'3".
Yeah, he was a big guy.
That would not go well.
Right. And you don't want to be a mob boss.
And
You'd
I
make
wanna
a great mob boss.
I would be a terrible mob boss. I would be a terrible mob boss. That would be awful.
Yeah.
And I'll do that. I'll do the.
Okay, you got to put a bullet in this guy's head. Ah!
Yeah. Ooh, nope.
Hard
Nope.
pass on that.
Yeah, exactly. I just cleaned my car. And
Right,
thing, and
right. Yeah.
no.
So you're going to F the Ford Thunderbird.
Yeah. And I will privately investigate why my friend can't do math.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
I don't know. Something like that.
I like that. Why he forgot a 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's kind of a cool car.
I kind of like the Ford Thunderbird.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
The Turbo Coupe is cool.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I just had to throw that in somewhere.
All right. I
Anyway.
like
Ian.
it. Yes. So, I have another story
Yeah.
that is not really related to cars at all. Again.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, a couple weeks ago, I was in Oklahoma for work,
Uh-huh.
and I had to find a conference room for a variety of really dumb reasons that I'm not going to go into. But I had to find.
We've all taken conference room dumps. It's okay. This is a safe place.
Yeah. So I was going to have a meeting, and I didn't have a place to hold the meeting. So I needed to find
You were looking for squat space. That's what we
Looking
call
for
it. Squat space.
squat
Yep,
space.
Yep.
And so I used to be involved with the film festival in Oklahoma, and so I contacted them because they have all the nonprofits around the city or whatever.
Sure.
And the Kim, my friend from the film festival, got back to me in like 10 minutes.
Okay.
It was like, I got you a conference room. It's got a projector. It's got everything. It's got a
snap.
whiteboard. It's got everything you need.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi, the whole deal. And you guys can use it for free.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, well, cool. Well, let's hang out while I'm in town.
Right.
And I'll buy a drink or something. Thank you for helping me out. And so she's like, well, actually, one night you're in town. I'm volunteering at the Smash Mouth concert because there's a venue in Oklahoma City that's being rehabbed, and so they're using volunteers.
What's that taste in the back of my throat?
Yeah. So I volunteered at the Smash Mouth concert, taking tickets. It was pretty fun.
Okay.
Because I was there with a couple of friends.
Yeah.
And so while we were there, we were joking about.
So many questions.
Yeah.
So many questions.
So we were joking about, Smash Mouth. And we were also joking about the idea of someone who travels the country following Smash Mouth.
Okay.
And what sort of car they would drive.
Right.
Because like Deadheads, like
the
travel,
VW Vanagon.
VW
yeah.
Vanagon.
Yeah.
There's a pretty famous racing Porsche from the 60s with a
Okay.
Deadhead livery on it and stuff. Juggalos roll around in whatever they stole from their mom.
Exactly.
All those sorts of things, right? There are these groups of people that have kind of stereotypical fans. And so we were talking about like it'd be like a mint green 93 Escort or something, right?
Yes.
Like for Smash Mouth. And so that brings me to an FMK Cars.
Real quick, I have a million questions, but I'm only going to ask a couple.
Okay.
What was the demographic like of people that are going to see Smash Mouth in 2017?
You know what? Surprisingly young.
Like
surprisingly young.
Like 20s?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, which surprised me. But I think also like there was some people who were there for like the curiosity of it.
Right. Nothing better to do.
Right.
Looky-loos, if you will.
Looky-loos. Well, and also just like, let's go see Smash Mouth. It'll be hilarious.
Let's spend $40.
Right, exactly.
That's weird.
And then I think there was people that were just like, people who were kids when Shrek came out.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a pretty mixed crowd of people.
Wow.
Which kind of surprised me.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't.
Did you hear?
As my role as like a volunteer who was there to help out and take tickets for this kind of like venue that's just now getting off the ground.
Right.
I didn't interrogate the people as they were coming through the door.
Hello?
What are you thinking? Bleep. Scan your ticket. Right this way to coat check.
First of all, I'm gonna punch your ticket,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna have you talk to my friend Dave for 20 minutes about
We've
why
got a
you're
Skype
here.
session. So right over there, they'll check your ID. Coat checks over there. The bar's back there. And then I'm going to need you to go to the Skype session right over here.
with
talk
just
to
some
this-
random ass ginger.
He has a lot of questions. You may miss the opening act.
Also, did you hear Smash Mouth play?
Not really.
Okay. How big is this venue?
It was probably around the same size as like the Bluebird.
Okay, I
It's
was
like
going
a
to
couple
ask
hundred
you.
people sort
Okay,
of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Huh.
It was
wow.
a cool. It's a really nice little venue. They did a really good job with it. It's a historic place, and I think they haven't had shows there for like 20 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
or maybe longer.
Yeah.
It's called the Tower Theater, and it was really cool to see them.
Nice.
And I used to live like a couple of blocks from there,
Oh, cool.
and it was always shut down.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole time I was there.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see it kind of come back to life.
Nice.
But anyway, I wrote an FMK cars for you.
Okay.
All right,
Hey,
because I
now.
thought I.
You're on FMK cars.
So
Get your.
I was
cars
gonna
on.
go. I was gonna go.
You were like hat on a hat.
I was gonna go mean.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
And I was
okay.
gonna go. It was gonna be Smash Mouth. I was gonna make you be a deadhead. I was
Okay.
gonna do the whole thing.
Okay.
So this one is called.
Yeah.
You're so goddamn lucky I happened upon one of these because this was supposed to be a hell of a lot meaner.
Okay. Good. Good.
You were lucky.
I am, Ian. I'm very lucky.
So lucky.
Yes.
All right. So you're gonna need your Googling machine for this.
Okay.
by the way.
All right.
So these are bands that you like,
Oh, okay.
and they are paired with cars. So in this scenario, you are a super fan of this band,
Okay.
and you follow them around. You go to their shows, and you live in their culture. So if there was
Okay.
a deadhead, you are the start of this deadhead culture
Gotcha.
for this band,
Okay.
and
All right.
your car will be decorated accordingly,
Sure.
and you will you're gonna travel around following these acts.
I'm
And
re-
let's just pretend that they all tour
Sure.
regularly.
Sure.
The first one will be Helmet.
Oh yeah. Love helmet.
Their first full length album came out in 1990,
Uh-huh.
as
Yeah.
did the Honda NSX.
Right. Oh, helmet. Let's see here. I can't find a picture of the band. All right. Not for fair use.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard to do.
Accurate. NSX. Yeah. First full-length album. So I get a 1990 NSX.
Yep.
First full-length album. Meantime.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Amazing album. I like Helmet's Betty even more.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, such a great album. The artwork on Helmet Betty is some of the best album art of all time.
Is it the Stilts one?
That's the poster that I have when you come down into my
Yeah.
basement. But yeah, let me. I'm just going to do a quick Google search to see if there's a fair use image of it. Helmet Betty. Let's see here. Album. Oh, dang it. No. Shoot. Any hoozle. You should definitely listen to Helmet Betty.
Okay.
And I have an Acura NSX.
Yep.
And this is Ian.
I know, it's nice.
I am very lucky.
I know. So the second one,
What could you do to make this better? Am I gonna get to pet puppies in the next one and listen to Aphex Twin?
just relax.
Just reel it in.
Run the Jewels.
Oh yeah.
Their first album came out in 2013,
Okay.
as did the Rolls-Royce Wraith.
Oh wow.
So this one, you're spoiled for choice in this one. You're gonna have a hard time choosing because the last one is pretty good.
Okay, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And I love me some Run the Jewels.
And also, that's a good fit for Run the Jewels.
It is.
You look
right?
like you are running jewels.
Yes.
I think there's a jeweled clock in it.
Yeah.
You are literally running jewels.
Running Jewels. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All
I
right.
tried to make ones that fit
Yeah.
together. sort
Yeah.
of.
I like this.
All right, so the last one, and this is the one that I found this car, and then it turned out that it fit with this band, and then I was like, well, shit, now I got to be nice to Dave.
Ah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I figured it came because you were backed into a corner.
I was.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah. And the only way out was nice. A nice ladder.
Aphex Twin.
Okay.
First album was really kind of a compilation, but whatever.
Yeah.
1992, Opal Twin. also says twin in the name. It was too perfect.
Opal Twin.
You're gonna have to go 1992 Opal Twin. I know there's one on Wikipedia. Nope, that's not it. It's an electric car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just go. Just go.
We'll
Just go to Wikipedia. Just go to Wikipedia.
Okay. This is the part of the show where Ian yells at Dave.
And I point at the screen. I go,
Yeah.
Why do the thing?
Okay.
And then go Opal Twin.
Okay.
Opal Twin. There it is.
Okay.
There it is.
Oh, that completely fits with Aphex Twin.
Beep boop beep boop 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 beep.
Whoa.
Bleep bloop.
Bleep bloop. Bleep bloop bleep bleep bloop.
Bleep,
Ian.
bloop. And because they tour so seldomly, you're going to spend all your time charging that thing, and it'll kind of work out.
And it probably has NiCad batteries. Yeah.
Probably.
Wow.
And so you are going to have legions of fans.
Yeah.
You're going to be camping.
Yeah.
Doing the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be with the fans of these people.
Yeah.
And we'll pretend that Helmet tours all the time now.
Well, they actually do now. Yeah.
They just released another album, right?
Yeah.
Like last year.
And Paige is the only original member. Yeah. Everybody else is gone. But if you want to see one of the best drummers of all time, go see Battles live, because the drummer from Helmet's Betty album, John Stainer, now plays with a band called Battles.
And Battles is awesome.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. He's good.
I saw him live. Amazing.
That's cool.
Amazing. Anyway, this is a tough one. I'm marrying the Aphex Twin Opal Mobile.
Okay.
Hands down.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There are people at work that call me Weird Dave. Okay?
Okay. This
Kind
does not surprise me.
Right, exactly. But like, if you thought, what kind of car does Weird Dave drive?
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
then I rolled up in that,
Would
you'd
it
be
clash? Would it clash with the that in your hair?
it's going to be vinyl wrapped in that Cyro green yellow.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You don't get to choose the vinyl wrap. It's going to be vinyl wrapped in the window licker.
Oh yeah, the bikini
really
shot.
Disturbing
Yeah.
photo.
100%. Yes. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. Then for a day, I'm effing the Rolls-Royce Wraith.
Right?
With Run the Jewels.
I mean, that's the one I would marry.
Yeah,
I
right?
would marry that one.
Oh my God. I would yeah. Yeah, right? Oh God. Let's go watch that Stephen Colbert Angel Duster performance.
Mm-hmm.
The best.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I have to unfortunately kill the NSX and the and Helmet.
Okay.
What would you do?
I think I would kill the Aphex Twin
Okay.
car.
Yeah.
Because it's the car I'm least interested in driving. It's a cool car, it's a curiosity, but
Right.
it's the one I'm least interested in actually driving.
Sure.
So I would marry the Run the Jewels.
And the Wraith. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then for a day you could deal with Helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind Helmet. I don't know
Right.
that much about them.
Yeah.
But
You should pick up Betty on vinyl because
I've heard Betty.
it's 2 10-inch LPs
Okay.
in a gatefold,
That's cool.
and it comes with I think 2 or 3 songs that aren't on the CD.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's good.
But yeah, that car is super awesome too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
A Rolls Royce and Run the Jewels. That's too perfect.
Right. Yes. I love that. Literally running the jewels.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally.
Ian, that's a good one. I love that. Thank you. Ian, thank you for being nice.
Don't get used to it.
Really takes it out of you.
It is.
You're
I'm
nice,
exhausted.
and then you just pass out. Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
I like that. Ian, we have one more story. Do we want to talk about this?
I don't remember what it was now.
Tesla.
Oh, yes.
We need to talk about this. Okay.
Okay.
So,
I don't need my computer.
and I have a final FMK cars for it, but
Okay.
yeah, we'll get to it. Okay?
All right.
So, for anybody who doesn't know, during Hurricane Irma, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tesla decided to push a software update to all Model S owners that had a 60 model, the lowest, the entry-level Tesla.
Right.
Mainly because if you bought a 60, you were actually getting a 75, but it had a software lock where you were only getting the battery performance of a 60, right? And for economic sense, it just made sense for Tesla to ship it like this, and then if you wanted to upgrade your car to a 75 at a later date, you could just pay a fee, and boom, you have better range,
Yeah.
better power, right?
Yep.
Because the battery pack is the same,
Mhm.
right? So Tesla decided during Hurricane Irma to just push out a software update that turned people's Tesla Model 60s in that area to 75s,
Right.
right?
For
Just-
like a month or something.
Right,
It was a
right.
temporary thing.
just so that they would possibly have slightly reduced range panic.
Right.
Range panic is like an actual term. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, range anxiety.
Yeah, range anxiety. Yeah, thank you. Where people are really concerned about being able to find the next charging station and stuff like that.
Right.
The equivalent of running out of gas.
Yeah, and so the idea was that maybe this
Yep.
would aid in people's evacuation.
Right. It was a rough time.
Yeah.
Right.
And it came about because an owner of a 60 called Tesla and asked the question.
Oh, wow.
Just for themselves, and it hadn't occurred to them, like, because they didn't do it for Houston, they only did it in Florida with Irma.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so it occurred to them, oh well, I guess we could just do that.
Right.
And so it was like a really ad hoc sort of decision that they made.
Yeah.
But it brings up a lot of interesting questions.
It really does.
And I think it's one of those things where and Tesla does this more than any other car maker right now, where it's more of an emotional initial response, and when you really start to think about it, I think it's not as big of a deal as some people have kind of made it out to be.
It doesn't seem like anything to be outraged by.
No,
Right.
no,
Right.
Absolutely not. So I think, had they refused, that
Right.
would have been maybe somewhat outrageous, because they would have
Right.
had the ability to do it.
Right. And then chosen not to.
And then chose not to.
Right.
And I think they deserve credit for reacting quickly and doing that. What I think some other people have gotten to, and there was a big article on Jalopnik about it, and I've heard some other people talking about it as well, that that basically it kind of undermines the whole idea of like the car as freedom. Right. And while I understand that argument, that basically you're saying that when it becomes a software thing, that it seems
you're
different.
a user, not an owner.
Right, that you're a user, not an owner, right?
Right.
But if you really think about it, like, there are a lot of instances where, especially like, think about like Volkswagen turbocharged 2-liter.
Right.
The Volkswagen Audi Group turbocharged 2-liter.
Right.
It's essentially the same exact engine,
Right.
same exact hardware
Right.
in a few different cars.
Right.
But in some cases, really the only difference is tuning.
Right.
And I know there may be some small hardware changes between cars, but in a lot of cars, that is the case, where trim levels are differentiated by software.
Yeah, by
ECU tuning.
by ECU tuning. Yep.
And it's not we don't have that same reaction to that, as we do with this, because I think of the just the over the air aspect of it.
Right. In response to an emergency.
Right.
Yeah.
If every time you started your car, Volkswagen was checking your license, your license key to make sure that you were licensed for 200 horsepower instead of 180 horsepower, we'd be having these same conversations about 2-liter gasoline engines as well.
Right.
But we're not.
Right.
And I think it's only because of this licensing thing, which is just a new way of dealing with it for cars.
Right. Yeah. It's a really interesting aspect that's never really come to automotive culture before.
Right. Well, and it also brings up the question of then when someone does end up hacking their licenses within the Tesla software, which will happen.
Yep.
Someone will figure out how to unlock either acceleration potential or range or whatever.
Or turning on autopilot below a certain mile per hour threshold, or
Yeah. So that will happen at some point.
Yep.
Will Tesla brick your car?
Yeah.
if they find out that your software is out of compliance. I
Right.
think that's a bigger question to me, is not this, because this seems like kind of a distraction, but
Right.
it does highlight some other questions that come up
Right.
when you become a user of your car rather than an owner of your car.
Right. Yeah. It makes me think about those old school like Adobe Photoshop cracks when
Mhm.
like CS5 first came out. It would that was like the first instance of Adobe Photoshop phoning home, right?
Oh, okay.
And so a lot of people would modify their host file on their machine for all of these server addresses,
Yeah.
right? Just to point it back to localhost,
Right.
right? And that was a way to get around a lot of that stuff, right?
Yep.
And obviously they got way smarter about stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, so are we going to see that kind of evolution that we saw like with cracking software happen in automotive technology?
Yeah, I mean, we
Right?
already kind of are. And going back to, Denon and BMW
Right.
being the only people to figure out how to reprogram BMW ECUs,
Right.
right?
Right.
Like we've been going down this, going back to hot rodders,
Yeah.
and it's just in the last 30 years that
Right.
it's been software.
Right. Yeah.
And now now we're getting to the point where cars will phone home,
Right. Right.
and then that becomes a totally
Yeah.
different question.
Right. What
Like,
happens?
What happens
Right.
when you don't have a valid license on file for 75 range,
Right.
but you have 75 range unlocked on your car?
Right. Right.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Right.
very interesting.
Yeah. These are weird times,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And I don't know what the proper answer to that is. Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean-
I don't think there is one. And
And
there's no easy answer.
But I mean, I think the gut reaction is that you should have the right to fuck with your car. If
Right.
you own it, you should have the right to fuck with
Right,
it. I think it gets a little murkier when you're leasing, but like
Right.
you should be able to essentially
You-
void your warranty without worrying about your car reporting you.
Right, exactly. So like a few things. So Jeep owners, right? With Jeeps, if you buy a new Jeep, there's a certain amount of lift that you can apply to your Jeep without voiding the warranty, right? And certain customizations and things like that don't violate your warranty. And for a vehicle like Jeep, it's actually really lenient. Like you can do a lot of shit to a Jeep before it voids your warranty, right?
Right.
And like I can see a Jeep owner has the freedom to do anything crazy that they want to the vehicle, knowing full well that it could void their warranty. And that is within the manufacturer's rights. We're certainly not arguing that.
No,
Right?
but I think the difference here is that Jeep owners aren't getting, hey, a year after they purchase their car.
Right. Nobody's driving by and saying, let me measure that lift kit.
Well, no, not that. I'm going to say something else. Like we've now released, an update to the sway bars.
Right.
Here's your you voided your warranty. You don't get the feature update.
Right.
So
there you go.
This is what is different with Tesla, is that you're sort of buying into this model of
An ecosystem. Yeah.
right, and like software feature support.
Right.
And
Enhancements. You're
enhancements.
buying the future.
well, wow. Okay,
Well,
yeah.
you are. You're buying things on the promise that better things are going to come.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
And so when you do these things, you then opt out of
That whole cycle.
of those
Yeah.
of engineering updates.
Right.
And where does that stop? Do you
Right.
get that if you put aftermarket wheels on?
Right.
Like where what level of customization is allowed in a Tesla
Right.
when it phones home?
Right.
And are there compliance checks for licenses and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
I would love to know what level of
Right.
compliance check is
Right.
included
Right.
in those reports.
And if you buy it, if you buy the 60 and it has the 75 battery pack, right? And if you unlock it, like where does that even, it's not like you're ripping out batteries and putting in new batteries,
Right.
right? So why would that prevent you from getting future updates
Right.
and safety enhancements,
right.
right?
Right.
There was this old line of this probably happened with NVIDIA too, but this old line of ATI video cards where it was all their cards, even the high-end ones, were all the same chip for like this series of video cards, and it was just a firmware unlock.
Yeah.
So you could buy the cheap card and flash the firmware, and you essentially would save like $300.
That's awesome.
Right? Because it's all the same chip, and you just throw the new firmware on there, and you were good to go.
That's sweet.
Right?
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
I think the other question that this leads to is then, would we tolerate this from a normal automaker? Because
Okay.
we're not far probably from over-the-air updates for ECU tuning.
Right. Exactly.
And
Somebody was out actually in my driveway hooking up telegraph wires to my to Dusty Rusty. I walked by and it made a fax machine sound. Maybe I left Aphex Twin stuck in the CD
I was
player.
gonna say, this new
Yeah.
Aphex Twin
Yeah.
track is lit. Yeah, no, so
You're right. You're right though.
we're not far from that. So
No.
would we tolerate that nonsense from
Right.
them? Like if my tune that I have on my car
Right.
got overridden
Right.
by Volkswagen one day,
Right.
first of all I'd be like, well, which fuse blew?
Right.
But then
exactly.
I'd be pretty pissed.
You would be a weird mixture of impressed and pissed. Because if they actually managed to write
Yeah.
and do it correctly,
Yeah.
here's the thing.
That's the same mix that I was with Dieselgate. Like, really?
I was just going to bring it back to that.
Yeah.
During Hurricane Irma, Volkswagen could have been like, well, do you want us to up your miles per gallon? Because we know a guy. And the guy's us. It's us. We can update it for you. It's us.
That's true.
Yeah. It's this guy named Bosch.
Yeah. Yeah. That's an interesting thing.
Right?
Like, what if they went to FEMA and the EPA and were like,
Right.
we could do an over-the-air update right now
Right.
that would give everyone enough range on one tank of gas
To
get
safely evacuate.
to safely evacuate.
But
But
it would pollute.
it would pollute a crazy amount.
Right.
We would be way out of compliance. But we could say, like, this is only valid for 3 weeks or whatever.
Right. Right.
Would the feds allow them to go through with that?
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's
This is a weird. Oh,
It's
this
an
is such a
interesting-
weird era.
yeah. It's an interesting. It becomes really interesting, especially with modifying, when feature support becomes a thing that's on the table.
Right.
Because it means then that people who buy a car and say fuck it and just start modifying right away, which
Right.
there are a lot of people who do that, who knowingly void warranties because they want more performance or whatever. If they know, though, that they are violating a terms of service that's actually going to have real world consequences of, like, I'm not going to get X, Y, and Z feature over the next 4 years,
Right.
are they still going to do that?
Right.
Yeah. And then there's a whole other thing of, like, are car companies, even legacy car companies, even equipped to
To
run
handle.
software
Yep.
life cycle like that?
Right. For
You
the
know.
for the ownership duration of a vehicle.
Yeah.
Right.
And then how long does that last?
I can't find a forum post with pictures for my 12-year-old Infiniti.
yeah.
Why should, Nissan Motor Corp be responsible
Right.
for
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right?
So anyway,
Yeah.
so that was our little thought experiment about the
Right. Yeah.
Irma thing, where we went. I think the thoughts of, like, our freedom and cars and
Yeah.
stuff is maybe a little overblown,
Yeah.
but there are other implications, I think.
Yeah. What do you say we button this up with a lightweight FMK cars for
Sounds great.
you? Okay. This one has no title. It is just electric cars.
Okay.
All right. Ian,
Mm-hmm.
first up, let me get to my homepage here. And this has a little bit of a twist. Okay.
All right.
I've modified the ranges of these electric vehicles with
Oh,
my super hacking techniques.
Okay. Let me
Okay.
grab this then.
All right. I think you'll see where I'm going.
Okay.
First up, Nissan Leaf.
Leaf. Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Nissan Leaf.
Don't forget to put the browser in the thing.
Let's show the internet.
Yep.
There we go. Thank you. That's a good technical term you use. Don't forget to put the browser in the thing.
Yep. Put the browser in the thing, in the place, in the guy.
You can go in this Nissan Leaf 120 miles. That's about
120 miles.
twice what the actual range is.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Oh, wait. No. Yeah. 120 miles.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Up next, I'm going to give you a Cadillac ELR. Okay? Which I actually really like. I almost bought one. You can only go 50 miles. And for the sake of this, it's electric only. Okay? Because this is, truly a
Volt,
hybrid.
right.
Yep. Right? I'm just really excited about never having to do car maintenance ever again.
That's a story
Lastly,
we'll tell someday.
yeah, Model X. Okay? I'm giving you the SUV because you need Falcon doors.
Yep.
Okay? Range?
Mm-hmm.
10 miles.
10 miles?
10 miles.
Well,
What would you do, buddy?
10 miles, that's just stupid.
Well, how far is your work commute, Ian?
Well, 0 miles.
Okay. If you had a 10-mile Tesla Model X, wouldn't you actually use it? For running around town?
Are these ranges how I drive, or these are...
How you drive.
Okay, so these
Yep.
aren't, like, optimal
No,
ranges.
this isn't like you, like, babying it, hypermiling. This is you driving the car how you could truly drive the car.
Okay, so I think I would marry the Leaf.
Okay.
No, I'm going to crush the Leaf. I'm crushing the Leaf.
Okay.
I don't want it.
Okay.
I will marry the Cadillac.
Okay. We did see a Leaf once at the track. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
Uh-huh.
I will marry the Cadillac.
Okay. All right.
And then for a day, I will drive the Model X.
Okay. Okay.
And just in ludicrous mode all over the place.
Yes.
Just from
yes.
here to and then I'm gonna have to stay at your house for like 12 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. But don't let me wire the charger.
Yeah.
You're right.
No, sir.
I've
No,
done
sir.
tons of electrical work. That's the first time that ever happened. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
What would you do there?
I think I would marry the Model X because
With a 10-mile range?
yeah, my work commute is 4 miles, Ian.
So
Right?
you're gonna be down to 2 miles when you get home.
Every day,
Okay.
there and back,
Okay.
right?
All right.
And then I will F the Leaf, and I will track it for 120 miles. And then I will unfortunately kill the ELR, which I really do. I really do like the ELR.
Yeah, I had problems though. It
Yeah.
was like insanely overpriced.
It was crazy overpriced, but now like that's really
As a second-hand car,
Yeah.
it's an interesting
Right?
proposition.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ian,
yes.
did we do car show?
We did car show.
We did car show-ish?
Yes.
We did car show-ishable?
Yes. And also, I have to pee because I drank a lot of tea now.
Okay. All right. Well, Ian, first, where can people find us on the internet?
TeamClearCoat.com.
What should they do?
They should rate and review us on iTunes and subscribe to us on... Wait, no. I did that wrong again.
Rate and review us on iTunes.
iTunes. Did I say iTunes this
yeah.
time? I thought I
Yeah.
said YouTube.
No.
Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Subscribe to us on YouTube.
And
Please give us YouTube views.
do this all those things.
Yeah, we need like another 200 YouTube views.
Yeah, if you only listen to the show,
Yeah.
give it a shot on YouTube. I
Yeah,
know you have
yeah.
to look at us at our dumb faces, which is
yeah.
unfortunate.
Just put
but
duct tape over that portion of the screen.
smart.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
But
just over that.
We
Or
do
we
show
could do the
the
show like this. We could do the show like this and just talk through our hands. Yeah. And that's a visual gag that you'll only get if you watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do get visual aids when we talk about cars and
Yep.
news stories and stuff. So
Team Clearcoat, we give our listeners aids. It's late at night. I had a weird night of sleep last night.
okay. All right. Let's wrap it up.
Okay. Rate and review us on iTunes. Send us your FMK cars. We will play them on the show.
Absolutely.
And yeah, thanks for watching. And we really love you guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.